Welcome to this video, which is all about Forex trading for beginners. What I want to do today is discuss two misconceptions or myths that most new traders have about what it takes to achieve Forex trading success. Now, if you believe these myths, you are destined to lose money. Just want to go through them and why they're so widely believed. I also want to go through how to learn Forex trading the right way, and I want to review a book which I think will help anyone become a successful trader. Now, before I discuss the myths and the book, I just want to show you a short clip which is an analogy about what I want to talk about. So I'm just going to show you this short clip and then we'll be back in a moment to discuss.
It was pride that kept me from bowing to you.
Is it not easy to bow and still honor oneself?
Can it truly be for you?
Truly.
But you are important. I am not.
Are we not equally important and not important?
How is that possible when you are my master?
I am old. You are young. I am wrinkled. You are smooth. Do these things change the nature that we share? Look beyond the surface. See what is real in yourself.
I'll back up that short clip there, and there are three parts of that video which for me are relevant to Forex trading, and one of them actually gives you the real secret of Forex trading success, which I'll discuss in a moment. But firstly, I want to focus on the little boy looking up to his master, seeing him as better. Okay, now as a society generally, I think we do that. We look up to experts and others think they're better than us. That certainly is true when beginners come in the Forex markets. A lot of beginners are kind of in awe of the so-called big boys who trade Forex, that, the financial industry. Their view of the financial industry means they actually seek out the wrong type of learning, the wrong way of trading Forex, which is destined to see them lose. Okay, now what I want to do is go through the myths that transmit down to beginners and cause them to seek out the wrong education. And I want to discuss Josh Waitskin, who I mentioned at the very start of that clip, because if you follow his teachings, you can achieve success at Forex trading. So we'll discuss him in a little bit more detail as well. But let's go through the myths first of all. Okay, let's look at some myths about financial institutions and the financial industry. And the first myth is big data gives institutional traders an edge. What is big data? It's just a term used for the sheer amount of data produced and analysed. Now, this is in the world today. Generally, we produce 2.5 quintillion bytes of data per day. 90% of that data has been created in the last 2 years. So you've got an exponential increase of data that we look at and analyze. I mean, the US government alone, for example, produces 45,000 economic reports per month. And you can look on these news channels, you can watch all the so-called experts from the banks and brokerages talking about minuscule bits of data and how they impacted on price. It's always after the event. Most data is totally irrelevant for news traders or for traders trading the fundamentals. So there's that sort of emphasis on looking to short term. Now, this also comes into play when big data is used in computerized trading systems. Now, banks, hedge funds, etc. probably spend hundreds of millions of dollars or more per annum, developing trading systems to detect patterns in the markets. And what you actually have now today is an emphasis again on the technical side to look at the short term, and you've got like high frequency trading programs that can execute trading signals in milliseconds. That's opening a trading position and closing it. And a lot of traders believe there is some sort of ordered a price movement that can be predicted. Now, in terms of the big financial institutions, for all their expertise and all their money, how much do they actually make for clients? Now, I put banks and hedge funds, big trading profits and a 10% plus target per annum. Now, you probably think that might be easy for them to achieve. Hardly any managed fund can consistently produce above 10% per annum. If you were to take the average hedge fund, and a guy called Simon Lacker analysed the data, okay, the average hedge fund from 1994 to today has not beaten T-bill interest. In fact, T-bill interest has made double the average hedge fund, which is extraordinary. Now, there are obviously exceptions, but generally the big financial institutions have a terrible track record of producing gains for clients, and it's actually worse than it was 50 years ago. So why, with all this data and expertise, can't they make money? Well, basically, they're analysing too much data from a fundamental perspective and looking for too short-term price moves, and they're doing the same in their computerized trading. It doesn't work, okay? But why do they do it? Because, of course, from the financial institution's point of view, they want to make money. So the more trading you do, the more money that you make. And Simon Lacker, again, did an analysis of hedge funds and worked out for every $1 million they bought in, they generated 300,000 on average back in commission and fees. So you've got to make 30% per annum just to break even, haven't you, to cover the fees. And of course, when a lot of beginners come in the markets, they tend to believe that a lot of short-term news stories are relevant, short-term price movements are relevant. They're not. You've got to look longer term. And I've said it in numerous videos, the less you trade, probably the more money you're going to make. And when beginners come to trade the markets, they believe it's an outer game, not an inner game. By an outer game, I mean the strategy is more important than them. They tend to learn strategies that are based on unsound logic, which are mostly predictive, and are basically looking too intricately at the chart. You'll see loads of charts drawn by people online with probably 40 or 50 support or resistance lines. Most of the levels don't matter. They only look relevant when you're going backwards. If you've got a predictive strategy, it obviously doesn't have an edge. And I think beginners, when they come to markets, they've got to see it as an inner game. They've also got to think very simplistically. And basically, if you're a fundamental trader, as I've said, hardly any news events really matter in terms of impacting on the markets. If you're a fundamental trader, your fundamental analysis can be very, very simple. And in terms of a technical trader as well. And in terms of actually seeing the reality of what trading is all about, I think a great book to learn from is The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin. So I just now want to go and relate his book to how you can use it to achieve trading success. Oh, we'll come back after that short summary there. So we only need a simple strategy to win, as long as it's based on the reality of price change and sound logic. That's it. We don't need to be intelligent. We don't need to overcomplicate things. That is the outer side of trading. But of course, like I said, there is an inner game, and the inner game is within us, okay? We have basically got to make the strategy work, execute it in the correct way with discipline. Now, in terms of the real secret of trading success, the master says it to the boy earlier on, we all share the same nature. We all have a nature in common. Obviously, it's human nature. By our very nature, we are emotional beings. And 90% of traders lose, will always lose, simply because human nature is constant, okay? So you have to have the ability to execute the strategy correctly under pressure. Now, in terms of doing this, a guy I think anyone can learn from is a guy called Josh Waitzkin. He's written a fantastic book. It's called The Art of Learning. I'm doing my favourite quotes from it later on, so you can check them out. Just want to discuss a little bit about the book before we get to the quotes. Now, in terms of Waitzkin, he was actually a chess grandmaster, and he also taught himself to be a Tai Chi grandmaster as well. So he got to the top in two very different disciplines. His method of learning works in anything you want to achieve success in. A lot of businessmen use his method as well. And in terms of one of the key points I think he makes about getting to the top is you master a basic skill set. Now, I've done a whole video on this. It's called The Art of Small Circle Trading. But basically, what actually makes someone successful is not a secret or some mysterious technique. It's they do the basics very well. And I think if you've got a simple strategy, you need to master the skill set. That just takes a little bit of time. You've got to get used to the feel and reading of the charts. You're confident in all different situations, okay? So obviously the inevitable learning curve is involved, like it is in any business, okay? But eventually you become very intuitive, okay? And you just be able to look at charts and know what to do, okay? Now, in terms of mistakes, Waitzkin is basically making the point that you're just going to make mistakes. Everyone does. As long as you just learn from the mistakes, it is fine. In terms of losing on your route to winning, that is basically something every winner has to do. They have to lose, they have to persevere. Okay, in Forex trading it's very true. You obviously got to keep your losses very small. You've got to be very humble. It's like when we saw the master, he's prepared to bow to the little boy. He honours everyone. Trust me, you need to honour the market and respect it, because it's more powerful than you, I, or any trader. And if you argue with it, it's going to steamroller you, okay? So you've got to be prepared for those mistakes. You've got to be prepared for losses. You've got to take time to master the basic skill set. And Waitzkin also makes the point that anyone really can achieve success. It does make one point though, which is if you want to achieve success, you've got to really love what you do, okay? He really loved chess, okay? And then he really loved Tai Chi, really liked those disciplines, Forex trading is not for everyone, in my view. It's got a very macho sort of image. It's not a macho sort of business at all. You've got to be very humble. It's very boring at times. It's just not for everyone. So you need to decide for yourself if Forex trading is for you. But basically, if it isn't, go and do something that you really enjoy. He also makes another point that you actually have to understand your strengths and weaknesses, which he goes through how to do this. Basically match your trading style to your personality, okay? He was a chess player. He had a teacher who wanted him to play very defensive chess, like a Kasparov, but he wanted to be like a Bobby Fischer, really attacking, okay? And he just couldn't do the defensive method. It just bored him. He couldn't do it, couldn't make it work. So he had to go with his personality, express himself, which was the attacking style. But the same in Forex. Some people are very patient. They like following longer term trends. Some people are very impatient. They want to swing trade. You've got to match it to your personality. You've got to understand your strengths and weaknesses. The book, well, for me, is just a fantastic book on how to learn things in the right way. Puts basic confidence within you that you can achieve things, prepares you for the learning curve. It makes you feel better about mistakes and losses, which are inevitable anyway. Just a really good book. I'd recommend anyone who wants to become a successful Forex trader or succeed in anything in life, go and read the book. And I think that is now the video for today. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm now going to give my favourite quotes from Josh Waitzkin's the art of learning, and I hope you enjoy them. Thank you for watching me as usual. Take care. Have a good day.